Hello and welcome to the 59th episode of the Sock Bunny Knit and Fit video podcast. My name is Kimberly, also known as Sock Bunny, and today is Saturday, October 27th, 2012. I'm recording in sunny Florida in the United States of America. It's not really sunny today though, it's actually very overcast and very, very windy outside, but it's very nice. It's a nice, refreshing break from the heat. I am Sock Bunny pretty much everywhere on the internet, on Ravelry, Plurk, Instagram, Google+, iTunes, YouTube, and Blip.tv. You can find me as Sock Bunny. The blog is at sockbunnyknitandfit.blogspot.com. The email is sockbunnyknitandfit@gmail.com. And the Etsy shop is at sockbunnystudios.etsy.com, and right now I have a coupon code for 10% off your entire order. It's BOO, B-O-O, 2012, B-O-O, 2012. It's good for 10% off your entire order through October 31st, and I will turn off that coupon code very late at night on the 31st. I did have my very first international sale this week, and it went to Canada, our neighbors to the north. And that was due to Denise from the Knitting Den podcast showing her yarn that I had sent her. She showed off the yarn, and somebody saw it and liked it and bought it and told me that they saw it on her podcast. So thank you, Denise, for doing that. I am going to be dyeing a whole bunch this week. I ordered a whole bunch of yarn, and I actually got some new dye colors in too. So I'm really looking forward to doing some experimenting this week. I do have a podcast button for sale. If you would like it, you could send me $2, and that $2 will help go towards shipping and prizes and stuff like that. You can send me $2 via PayPal, and the email address would be sockrabbit@gmail.com, or you can send me $2 snail mail, and I will send that out to you. And several people have requested them this week, so thanks, guys, for wanting the podcast buttons. I appreciate it. We have a contest right now called What is Your Favorite Rack or Random Act of Kindness? And I did draw a winner from that this week. I drew a winner for one pattern, and I decided to give away a pattern from Retro Lemon Studios. She has her own podcast. She makes a lot of toy patterns, but she also has some holiday ornaments. And so I drew from 2 to 47, and the winner was number 33. Who is Katie Cat, Katie, C-A-T-I-E. So Katie, please let me know which pattern you would like from Retro Lemon Studios, and I will send that over to you. I'm going to close this thread late on October 31st, and I'll have one more drawing out the thread. So if you want a chance to win a random act of kindness, go over and tell me what your favorite random act of kindness is. It could be something that you've received, something that you've given, or even just something that you've heard of. I will put a link to Retro Lemon Studios' Ravelry shop on the blog and in this week's show notes. I have another contest also going. How long have you been crocheting? And the winner of that, all you have to do is post how long you've been crocheting, and the winner of that is going to be from Tian. She sent the Mansfield shawl pattern to me, and she also gifted it to one copy to one of you lucky viewers. So this is the shawl. It's a crocheted shawl. And again, all you have to do to enter to win is enter in that thread how long have you been crocheting, and you do need to be a member of the Sock Bunny group to be eligible for any and all prize drawings. Let's see. Last Saturday, I did the Making Strides for Breast Cancer walk for the American Cancer Society. And if you're a past viewer, you know that the theme was put on your pink bra, and I was really embarrassed to wear my pink bra, so I had a donation drive, I guess you could call it, and I did get enough donations, so I did wear my pink bra, and I was really embarrassed. Not as embarrassed as I thought I was going to be, but I was still embarrassed. But it's funny because when I got out of the car, I had a sweatshirt on over. I had like a little white tank top and then the pink bra over that, and then I had the sweatshirt on over that, and I was like really embarrassed. Then I started seeing so many other people that not only had on pink bras, but were wearing grass skirts, tutus, balloons, all kinds of stuff, and I was like, okay, I'm actually underdressed for this event. So I took the sweatshirt off, and then I wasn't really that embarrassed after that point, because I mean, people weren't even looking at me because there were so many crazy other people there. I did see a lot of dogs. I probably saw at least 30 or 40 dogs with pink bras on, which I thought was really, really funny. I did make a separate video. If you haven't had a chance to watch it, maybe you could go over. It's only like 3 minutes long, but I did take a picture of a bulldog wearing a bra specifically so I could show it to Diane from the Knittables podcast. And also, there was a person dressed up as Darth Vader from the Star Wars movies, and also some stormtroopers, and they had pink sashes on. And it was funny because I was standing there, and I heard Darth Vader come up behind me, and I heard him do that breathing noise that he does, and it actually really scared me. I can't imagine what it was like for any little kids that were there. They were probably pretty scared. So I thought that was pretty funny. And there were a lot of men and boys there. I was very surprised. I would say maybe 20% of the people wearing pink bras there were men or boys. It was quite shocking. So it was a very beautiful, fun day. I'm glad that I did it. And I wanted to say thank you to everybody who donated. But I'll do that when I get to the fitness section. So let's talk about what are we going to talk about today in the podcast. Today's topics are going to be fitness, finished objects, works in progress, stash enhancement, tips and tricks, favorite things, what I'm watching and reading, and I moved the charity section to the end because I have a ton of hats to show. So I wanted to put that at the end in case somebody didn't want to watch that part. They could just turn off the podcast. So let's talk about fitness first. We are having a fitness along in the Sock Bunny group. If you work out any day at least 30 consecutive minutes, you can post each day in a separate post in the thread. You do need to be a member of the Sock Bunny group to participate, and I will draw a winner the first podcast in November, which is going to be November 1st, which is next Thursday. I have no podcast on Thursday because I want to do the hat prize drawing, and so I'll be drawing the fitness along winner on November 1st. If you don't get a chance to put your end of October workouts in the October thread, just go ahead and put them in the November thread. That's fine. And let's see. Oh, so with the contest winner will receive either a $5 giftable pattern on Ravelry of their choice, or yarn or fiber that I will dye in up to 3 colors of their choice. I am Sock Bunny 66. I track my fitness and fitness minutes and mileage on there, and I reward myself with knitting goodies, and occasionally I will show you the poster. I'm not going to show the poster every week, but maybe like every third week I will show the poster. So for the fundraiser walk for the American Cancer Society, I did raise a total of $320. $270 of it was donated through the webpage, and one friend did donate $50 via check. I also was able to donate $20 from my Etsy shop, so thank you for anybody who has made a purchase through the Etsy shop. $1 from each purchase went to the walk. So I want to say thank you to Sandy, Rosalind, Cynthia, Mary, Deborah, Heather, Angela, Janet, Annette, Candace, Catherine, and Denise. Thank you all so much for donating. I don't know if I'm going to get to do this walk again next year because I have already started making plans, hopefully, maybe, to go to the New York Sheep and Wool Festival in Rhinebeck. I have a friend who lives up there, my friend Michelle, that you've probably heard me talk about a few times. She lives up that way, and so she and I have already talked about going, and I think it might be the same weekend unless they move the walk. If the walk is a different weekend, I will definitely do it, but if it's the same weekend, I unfortunately won't be able to do that same walk, but I will pick a different charity walk to do because I really think it's a very important cause. So let's talk about the actual knitting portion of the show. I did finish my Knit Girls Afghan Square Swap Square, and I mailed it off. I finished it Friday night because I had podcasted last Friday, and I was like, oh, I can finish it tonight and mail it tomorrow because the mailing deadline was Saturday. Well, I totally forgot that it was going to need to be blocked. So I did finish it Friday night, and I blocked it. But I didn't get to mail it until Monday. I also, with my Afghan Square, I did mail my Coco the Canister Monster that I finished. So I can't show it to you, but I can show you the yarn that I made it from. This is my hand spun that I received. I received the fiber as a gift from Knitting Blooms, Tina, Blooming Knitter. She has the Knitting Blooms podcast, which I love. I did finish my honey cow. This was for the knit along for Wolf Farms, Dawn and her husband James. I did modify the pattern because the pattern, it's the honey cow. It's a free pattern from Madeline Tosh, and they want you to make it 12 inches wide. I don't really need a 12-inch wide cowl in Florida, and also they had you do it on a heavier weight. So my modifications were, I can't remember how many they had you cast on. I think it was like 180. I ended up casting on, I used fingering weight, and I cast on 300, and you can see it's very long. And I'll show you a close-up of what it looks like. It's a very easy beginner pattern. The edges roll. It's supposed to do that. I did put some beads on the edges, so you can see that. And it's actually the perfect length. I can wear it just as a scarf, or I can wrap it around one time, this is the way that Joe says he likes it the best on me. And I can actually wrap it around even another time. So I can have a beautiful, oh, I love it so much. This yarn is the sincerest colorway. It's from Cakewalk Yarns. And so, like I said, this was for the Wolf Farms Harvest Cakewalk, I think is what it was called. The knit along. Wow, my brain is broken this morning. So I really like it. Oh, and I'm wearing my Minnie Mouse t-shirt. Sarah, my older daughter, she loves Minnie Mouse. So every time I wear this shirt, it makes me think of Sarah. So yeah, I think I'll leave it on for a little bit. It's actually semi-cool today. Let's just say it's not hot. It's not cold, but it's not hot. So let's see. So I finished that. Oh, and I also finished the bed socks I was making for my daughter Sarah's classmate. My daughter Sarah is, if you're a new viewer, lives in Rhode Island. She's going to a private Catholic college. She's studying to be a Catholic missionary. And they live completely on donations. And last spring, I did a sock drive, and one of her friends was not able to put her name in for people knitting socks because she had been sick or whatever. So I knit her a pair of socks. There's the first one, or the second. I don't know which one I knit in which order. There you go. And this is some yarn that I had dyed. And I also had made her a little bot bite from, this pattern is by Jenna from Retro Lemon Studio. Adorable. This is a free pattern. She has some really, really cute patterns. So these will be going to Sarah's classmate, April. I'm very excited. Oh, and a lot of people have been asking me if I'm going to be doing another knit donation knit along for Sarah's classmates. And I asked her, and she said that they don't really need anything right now. They actually received a very, very large donation of clothing. I'm not sure from where. So she said that for now, they're not going to need anything. So thank you to everybody who has asked and wanted to knit things for them. I will definitely let you know if another need comes up. And I will be going up to visit Sarah at her school in December, so I'm very excited. Okay, so those are all my finished objects, my works in progress. I do have some socks that seem to have been going on forever. They are a pair of vanilla socks in the Groovy colorway by Lollipop Yarns. It's just a plain vanilla sock, and I'm going to be doing an afterthought heel. Here's the first sock. And the yarn that's on the heel and the toe is some black yarn that I had dyed, some sparkly yarn. And I don't have too much more to go before I can, let's see, I have about that much more to go before I can do the toe and then cut the yarn for the heel. That's coming along. It seems like these socks have been going on forever, but I'm not giving them priority. They're just, I work on them whenever I am brain dead and don't want to work on anything else. I also mentioned last week that I was going to pick back up my sampler crochet Afghan and start working on that. And my goal is at least 1 square a week, but I did do 3 squares this week. These things are actually addicting. Once you do one, you want to do more. So this was actually very, very simple. It's basically just a bunch of double crochets that are offset. And I can do one generally in an hour or two. This square I really like. It has like popcorn ball type things, like bubbles. I can't tell how well you're seeing that. The lighting in here is not very good today. It has some shells and some bubbles. Actually, I think it's supposed to go that way. There you go. And then the third one is orange, and this one has like these ruffly stitches on there, which I really like the texture of this one. And doing this sampler Afghan is a really good way to learn new stitches that you might not have tried, or you might have looked at it and said, "Ew, that looks really hard," and then it always ends up being easier than you think it's going to be. Like this one, they actually said what you did is you double crocheted a row, and then it said turn the work upside down and go into the bar of the next stitch. And I was like, I have no idea. But what I did is I just basically did what it said, and it worked. So sometimes you just gotta blindly trust the pattern that they know what they're doing. So let's see. And then the last work in progress I have right now is my TGV shawl. I didn't bring a picture of the shawl in to show you. Oh, my nose is itching. Sorry. I don't know why I'm always in the middle of a row when I show you guys this. This is a big mess. I apologize for the sniffling and everything. I think all the wind out there is driving my allergies completely crazy. So last week, or last time I showed it to you, it wasn't last week, but the last time I showed it to you, I was where this little hickey-jiggy is. And the yarn is not quite as bright as it's showing. Let me see if I can get it to show more accurately. It's not quite as bright as what you see here, but it is pretty awesome yarn. And this is the kind of shawl where you knit halfway by using up half the weight of your yarn. And I'm almost to that point. And then there's like a ruffled edge at the bottom of the shawl. I love, 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 love. This is definitely a brainless knit. And I have it in my bag from Girl Cave Bags. Flamingos. So that's going really well, and I'm definitely loving knitting with the sparkly yarn. Like I said before, I thought it might be sort of scratchy, but it's definitely not scratchy. You can't feel the sparkles at all. At least I can't. Okay, stash enhancement. I'm skipping a bunch of sections today because I have so many hats to show at the end that I didn't want this podcast to be like 5 hours long. So I'm skipping like a bunch of stuff like spinning and other stuff like that there's nothing exciting going on. So stash enhancement. First, I got in the mail one of my viewers, Lola, who is, I'm sorry, Lalana, not Lola. Her online name is 82 Lola, but her name is Lalana. She sent me a really sweet note, and she requested a podcast button. And she sent a really cute note. Oh, I said that already. And she also sent me some Halloween pencils, which I love. And I do use the holiday pencils all year, not just during October. So, because the holiday ones tend to be the more brightly colored ones, you know. If you're a new viewer, I collect pencils, and I love pencils, and I use pencils all the time. I want all the pencils in the world. And I also was gifted from Sarah from the Apple Blossom and You podcast. She just had another episode come out. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but she did just have another episode come out. She sent me, just because she was thinking of me, a crochet shawl pattern called Blossomy, and oh my gosh, is this thing gorgeous. It's so, so, so pretty. And that looks like it would be a really fast crochet project. So thank you, Sarah, for that. I really appreciate it. That's really, really pretty. Okay, so that's that. And I am so excited because I got my Afghan Knit Girls Afghan Square Swap Square package, and I was so lucky because the person who sent it to me was Diane from the Knittables podcast. It's like I got something from a celebrity. I'm so excited. So I'll show you what she sent me because she's just sweet. And it's so funny because when I was watching her podcast last week, she only had like an inch or two done. And I thought to myself, man, I wish I was the one getting it. Because she said this is going to be her last time doing a swap, at least for a while. And I was like, oh, I wish that was me getting that. And it was. So this is the square that she made me. It's gorgeous. Got hearts. It's very, very squishy. She sent me the rest of the yarn, and she used Madeline Tosh Vintage. Here's the yarn. She sent me the leftover, which was very nice. She also sent me some Wolf Farms watermelon soap, but I couldn't wait, and I had to use it. It's already in the shower. It's funny because I have a little sample of the watermelon, and I keep it in one of my knitting bags, and every time I see it, I have to smell it. Oh, it smells so good. And she also sent a very cute little bag pouch by Erin Lane Bags. There's the tag. And it scrunches up, but it also has like a little snap thing where you could hook it onto your belt or something and carry it around like that. I love that. This would be perfect for a sock or something small like that, or a little toy. I love, love, love the fabric too. Thank you, Diane. She also sent an awesome Zauber ball in colors that I love, 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 love. This is definitely going to be, of course my brain goes blank at the moment trying to think. Oh, and I can't think of the name of the shawl. I told you my brain's broken today, but I already know what I'm making with this. So thank you for that. She sent, of course, a cute little bulldog card. And she also sent me a pair of puppy snips and some stitch markers. This is a pair of scissors shaped like a doggy. And then you squeeze the feet together and you pull it out and you have little snips. I'm challenged. I can't put it back together. And it's got a little thing to hang on there. I already have a green one, so now I have a green one and a blue one. Get all the colors. She also sent some beautiful stitch markers. Beautiful. I can pull one out. There we go. She sent, I think there's 4 of these. Let's see if I can get it to focus. There we go. Thank you, Diane. I really, really appreciate it. I'm so excited that I got it from Diane. Yay! Okay. Let's see. Okay, we're going to move right into tips and tricks. I have a very short but easy tip this week. The tip this week is, you know how when you make things and you like maybe will cut off an inch or 2 at the end, you'll have like little tiny scraps that are an inch or just a few inches long, and you just toss them. Well, instead of tossing them, save them in a container or a bag or something like that, and you can actually use them to stuff toys, like the little bot bite that I showed you earlier. You can actually use your scrap yarn to stuff toys if you don't want to use fiberfill. So that's just a little tip or trick there. And favorite things, this is one of my favorite things in the whole world. It's a picture of Sarah and Rachel when they were little. This was Rachel's first year in ballet and probably Sarah's second or third year. And it's funny because you can see the way they cut it out, you can see their feet up behind them. And they actually, to me, this reminds me of bunny ears for some reason. But, oh my gosh, look at their faces. Can you believe Sarah is now 20 and Rachel is now 18? My babies! Oh my gosh, I could just stare at this all day. They're just so cute. Oh, I love those girls. So that's my favorite thing of the week, a beautiful cutout picture of my girls. And what I am watching and reading, I am on season 2 of Star Trek The Next Generation. I'm really, really liking it. I've seen a lot of the episodes here and there, but I've never actually watched it through beginning to end, so I really am liking doing that. Rachel and I finished watching Firefly. There's only 1 season of this TV show, so we did finish watching it, and there's a movie called Serenity that I haven't seen yet, but I heard that it sort of maybe wraps things up, so we're going to watch that next. And then we haven't decided what we're going to be obsessed with next, but I keep trying to get her to watch Star Trek, the original the original series, because I wouldn't mind rewatching them. So I'm going to see if I can get her to watch that with me. And I'm also really, really trying to catch up on podcasts, because I got behind, and once you get behind, it's really hard to catch up. So I'm going to try in the next couple of weeks. I really, really want to get caught up. Okay, now we're going to talk about charity, and so anybody who doesn't want to watch from this point on, my feelings won't be hurt, because I'm just going to be showing a bunch of hats, but they're awesome hats. But I do want to say that we have collected, including the 2 that I made, I have 62 hats so far to donate to a local homeless shelter called Penelto. Well, I say hats, but it's hats and scarves, because I do have a few scarves. So I'm very, very excited. Thank you to everybody who has donated hats and scarves. I am collecting them through October 31st, and like I said, I am going to be podcasting on November 1st, which is Thursday, and I will be drawing the winner, who is going to be getting a skein of blue wool Misa, which I did get off of D-Stash, and it's on its way to me. So I am very, very excited about how many hats and scarves we have. You guys always astound me with your generosity and your talent, and I'm just very, very happy. 3 of these people I should have thanked last week, and I had the packages sitting right in front of me, and I totally forgot. So I owe an apology to Rosemary, Julie, and Dawn for not showing their stuff last week. I turned off the recording, and I was like, oh man, these things are sitting right here. So let me show you theirs first. I received a beautiful hat from Rosemary, and her online name is Rosemur, Rosemurr. And this is a very, very beautiful hat. I love it so much. Very, very awesome. And then I received 2 scarves from Julie, who is J. Routon, J-R-O-U-T-O-N. She sent 2 beautiful scarves. One is crocheted and just gorgeous. Don't need this. Oh, excuse me, don't need this today. Love it. And she also sent one that is knit. And this yarn is amazing. It's very, very, very soft. I don't know what the yarn is, but it's very, very soft. Love. So thank you, Julie, for those. And if I mess up on anything or forget to show something that you sent or whatever, I really apologize. I tried to keep all this stuff organized, but you know how when you have so many packages, it's hard to do that. Okay, I also received a crochet hat from Dawn, who is Knit Wolf. She has the Wolf Farms podcast with her husband, James, which I love. The podcast, not your husband. Don't get any ideas, Dawn. So she sent a crocheted hat. I'm going to have to try this pattern because she says that she's made a whole bunch of these and people really like them. So I am definitely going to have to try this. So that's the next one. And I'm going to try to check these off so I don't forget anybody. Next, I got 7 hats from Allison, who is a Texas yarn. Let me see if I can find... Oh, here it is. I tried to put these in some sort of order. So Allison, she is a very sweet person. She and I have corresponded back and forth for quite a while. She sent 7 hats. So I want to show those to you. There's number 1. It's hard to show a hat without it looking all wonky because it really would look better on a head. So that's number 1. Number 2, I really like the colors that she chose. 3, very stretchy. 4, 5. Trying to get this one. There we go. 6 and 7. These are all awesome. So thank you, Allison. And I also got 2 hats from Nikki, whose name is Livin' for Fishin'. Livin' and the number 4 and then Fishin'. So I got 2 hats from her. here's the first one. Love it. And the next one. I really like these yarns. And she also sent a really cool, a couple of postcards. I'll show you. This one first is Reno, Nevada, and I love the lights, the colors. So beautiful. And then she also sent one that I really like because it has a cutout on it. You can see cutout of a bear paw of Lake Tahoe. So thank you for those. I really appreciate it. I never could have knit this many hats myself. And I received one hat from Lorraine, who is, her online name is LYENG11. I'm trying to keep these all to where I don't get them mixed up. Yes, okay, that's her. She sent this awesome hat. There's going to be some warm heads in Florida this year. And this homeless shelter is run by the Catholic Diocese of St. Petersburg, so I know that the bishop would want me to say a thank you from him for making these hats. I know that he would want me to say that, so thank you. And then next we have one hat from Jan, who is Jan's Hands. She lives in Canada, and she and I have been corresponding, and she just had a birthday, so happy birthday, Jan. She just turned 70. She sent an awesome hat, and I apologize for any crinkling that you guys might be hearing. So that's her. She also sent a really cool pencil. It says Anne of Green Gables. It's shiny and green. Love. And she also sent 3 postcards. Prince Edward Island, which is where she lives in Canada. Rachel always calls Canada North America. Really cool. So, thank you, Jan, for those. And then, I told you I had a ton, right? We're almost done, though. I have 3 more people to show. I got 4 hats and 1 scarf from Mandy, who is Mandy S2. So she sent 4 hats and 1 scarf. I'll show you the scarf first. She sent a nice long men's scarf. It's crochet. Really like that. And then she sent 4 hats. So here's number 1. And oh my gosh, this thing's going to be warm. 1, 2, 3, 4. So thank you, Mandy, for those. And then I received 1 hat from Annette, who is Annette K18. She sent this awesome hat. It's made out of bulky yarn. She sent the leftovers, which is probably enough to make like a little bot bite or something out of it. And then she also sent a postcard of Arizona. And she also made a monetary donation to the podcast, so thank you very, very much, Annette, for that. I do appreciate it. That will go towards mailing out prizes and so forth. And then last, but of course not least, I received 2 hats from Jessie, who is Jess Dodd. Here we go. She is on the podcast, who also just had another episode come out. She's from the Multi-Craftual podcast. It's a 2 ladies who podcast together, Jessie and Libby, and they are at multicraftual.wordpress.com, or you can also find them on Blip TV. Here's the card for their podcast. Focus. There we go. And then also Jessie is an artist, and I checked out her webpage, and she has some really amazing artwork on there. So here is her card. You should totally check it out. Doddington.ca. Very impressive. And she also sent, oh, I guess you should show the hats that she sent, right? She sent 2 hats. So here's number 1. Here's number 2. Nice and warm. And she sent a postcard from New Mexico, and I really love the colors on this postcard. And last but not least, she sent an adorable crocheted snail. I love it. It makes me smile. Ooh, extreme close-up. Hi, everybody. I love it so much. Thank you. Okay, so thank you to everybody for donating hats. Now, like I said, I am collecting them through October 31st if you want to be eligible for the drawing. If you want to send them after that, that's totally fine. I will still make sure they get over there. If you want to send them elsewhere, if you finish them after that point and you want to send them to another person who is doing a hat fundraiser, Silly Frou from the Sassy Pants Knitter, her grandmother knits hats for charity and has just found out that she has cancer. So she's knitting a whole bunch of hats. Her grandmother knits a bunch of hats for charity. So Silly Frou is collecting hats for the homeless to honor her grandmother while her grandmother is still alive and able to see what she's doing. And I know she had a goal of 100 and has surpassed that, but I'm sure any hats that you want to send for the homeless, I'm sure would be greatly appreciated. So you can send them to me, of course, but you can also send them to Silly Frou if you want to. Silly Frou wants dark colors. They can be knit or crochet. They do need to be machine washable. And it could be any pattern. Plain old stockinette caps are fine. And you would send those to Silly Frou. Also, if you want to send the hats and also enter them into a knit-along, Polly from the Polly Knits podcast is having a men's knit-along for men's items through December. So for my knit-along, it needs to be men's hats. For Silly Frou's, I think it could be men's or women's, but it needs to be dark colors. For mine, it needs to be men's colors. So just keep that in mind, but either way, you can enter it in Polly Knits knit-along that he's having through the end of December. So, wow, that actually ended up being shorter than I expected to, because I really, really thought it was going to go way longer than that. So, I'm going to say a big thank you to everybody, and again, I'm sure the Bishop would agree. Thank you very much to everybody who is knitting hats and who has knit and crocheted hats and scarves. We really, really do appreciate it, and they will be put to very good use. So, thank you for watching. Thank you for coming back if you're a returning viewer, and thank you for giving me a chance if you're a new viewer. I hope you will come back next week, and I hope you have a great week. I'll see you on November 1st. Keep on crafting. Bye.